Hello, everybody. I hope you guys are having a nice week. Hope you guys had a nice week last week. I've had an interesting couple of weeks, I'll tell you what, but good, ultimately very good. Just, paradigm shifting, so that's its own thing. I hope that if you guys have been going through some paradigm shifts of reality, it's been kind to you. Though, even the difficult times serve to bring us to a better understanding of what's actually going on. So, a lot of deep work that I've been doing that's been very good, very rejuvenating. And so I hope that if you found yourself doing some deep work, it's been really helpful for you too. But ultimately good weeks, very positive, very empowering. And it's definitely continuing. This week I really feel like is going to be a big continuation off of last week, which was a continuation off the week before. And I didn't post my reading from last week. I just did it for myself because I was going through so much. I just couldn't. I just needed to keep it to myself. But it was very positive, and I got a lot of nice synchronicities. And funny thing that happened was the card I got thematically from the Lemurian deck came out again on Sunday, yesterday. So I'm recording this a day late. Spoiler alert. But that's okay. I know that for myself, I go back and I listen to weekly readings all throughout the week. Maybe I'll listen to it on Sunday, but then by the time Friday rolls around, I'm like, what happened on Friday again? I need to listen to the reading. So yeah, it's all groovy. I actually found myself a couple of weeks ago going back and listening to my own reading and being like, Lexi, what did you say was going to happen? I need to know, past Lexi. Tell me, let me know. I was in such a way. I had to listen to my own reading to get confirmation that I wasn't going crazy and that everything was going to be okay. It was a whole thing. But I'm going to start by doing going into the theme of this week with the Lemurian deck, and then going to go day by day with the Crow Tarot by MJ Coleman, the Synchronicity deck by Kathy Nichols, and the Magic of Unicorns by Diana Cooper and Marjolaine Krushit. Yon Lemuria is by Izzy Ivy. Such a cool name. I wonder if that's her real name. I mean, even if it's not, that's such a cool name. Great job, coming up with a really cool name. Izzy Ivy. Anywho, all right, let's begin. It's a good energy for the collective to be aware this I'm going to just take the top one. Spirit said, take the top one. So I will. All right. Bam. Sacral chakra, core of creation. Oh my God. I know it doesn't sound so crazy, maybe. I don't know. It's crazy to me because of everything that's been going on. Core of creation, sacral chakra. What I've experienced, and I said paradigm shifting earlier, and I don't say paradigm shifting lightly because I've been through a number of paradigm shifts in my life in the way of mental shifts, in the way of awakenings to things. And, it's actually kind of interesting when you go through a paradigm shift. A lot of times, I mean, not all the time, everyone spends as much time as they need to integrating the shift, I think. But like I've gone through a number of different like mental shifts, more mental than physical, although this current one is actually more metaphysical than it is mental. But you know, spirituality, worldviews, you know, the nature of existence, these sort of things, you know, sometimes like it's just such a big download that people spend so much time, they spend a lot of time integrating it. You know, I was thinking about it the other day, with a person in my life, just like thinking that like, you know, they got the download a long time ago, but it's like a computer, you know, you get the download and then you have to install it. And so it's like, sure, you get the download, but how long can your computer install it? Like, depending on how on the level you are. And for that, I would say, depending on how many like programs you have that inhibit your integration of this information, programs being like societal constructs and conditioning that we've been given, you know, because our belief systems really are the kind of circuit breaker of creating reality. And so like if your belief tells you to keep the circuit closed, when if you opened it, you would like understand everything, but you've been conditioned to keep it closed. It's going to take longer for that the software to install, that spiritual download, that mental paradigm shift download. It's going to take longer. So like everyone spends their own time, you know, downloading and installing programs, and the slowness or quickness may vary. Sometimes people spend so much time installing it that they like get kind of tripped up in it. Like I know it's going to deviate a little, but I know when I got into conspiracy theories, like you know, I came out of it like thinking like, okay, well, my own experience is the one true thing I can trust. And that was fine for me. Like that didn't bother me, but that bothers some people a whole lot, because it makes them feel like unsafe. And so they have to reconcile that sense of safety within themselves, because their sense of safety was put with systems that they were told were concerned with their well-being, but really aren't. And I'm not saying that to vilify these systems. You know, I think that truly the systems like are inert in a lot of ways. I don't think that they're truly like evil. They're certainly not altruistic, but that sense of safety and responsibility for ourselves is our own responsibility and nobody else's. So, you know, it's a rude awakening for some people, and it takes a long time for that to like integrate, like, and for them to be okay with that. And the same thing with like spirituality. It's like you can like really see like all of the universe and cosmos, but not know how to integrate that into your daily life. And you know, I see that with like certain religious systems too, where it's like the spirituality, the religion is like compartmentalized and separate from the everyday life, separate from the self, separate from the interactions and relationships with people, separate from the nature even. So it takes as long as it takes for everyone to like truly integrate this information. Sometimes it takes a lifetime, but at the part of history that we're at right now, where consciousness is like awakening on more quantum levels and things are speeding up, you know, I think that this integration is going to happen a lot quicker for everybody. Anyway, that was a whole long diatribe to just say like paradigm shifts are happening, and it's a good thing. And it really goes into this whole sacral chakra core of creation, because we are the conscious creators. You know, we are the creators of this reality. We're the creators of this life of ours. It was really funny. The other night I was kind of like emotional. Like I went out, I didn't realize I was kind of emotional. And then I went out to do some errands, and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to cry. And so I was just kind of aimlessly wandering around. I was aimlessly wandering around town, just like going to this place, going to that place, buying a bunch of stuff, like whatever. And then I found myself in the bookstore, and like I was like, yeah, let me open up this random book. And then I opened up this like random spirituality book, because I was like perusing all the books. And of course the page that I open up to is like the ultimate spiritual goal is to be a conscious creator of your reality. And I'm like, yeah. And it's just so funny how that message has repeated for me every single day since then. Like, I asked Spirit, hey, give me a message. And they gave me a message. And I didn't even realize how deep the message went until I kept receiving it day after day as that message integrated. And it truly is a very profound message. I know it's like, it takes a while at the surface level to like really digest it. Like, yeah, I'm a creator of my reality. If I say I want something and I go get it, I'll have it. But like, it's not even, it goes beyond just that. It goes beyond like wanting a cup of coffee and going and getting it, or not wanting to interact in a relationship and then cutting it off. Like, it's more than just the physical. It's like, it's a whole vibrational thing. So I don't necessarily, I'm not here to get into the whole metaphysics of vibrational reality, but there's a small you that is your conscious awareness, and then there's a big you that is the field of a field of unconscious awareness all around you that's always constantly trying to feed you information and insight, but we're just not used to interacting with it. And so when we put those two sides of ourselves together, we find that we're able to move through this reality with a lot more ease and comfort than we ever could have just using our little conscious peanut brain to do anything. It's like we live in a world. Let me put it this way. It's like we can see like maybe like 500,000 things. We can keep track of that many things at once in our reality, in our existence day to day. But there's 5 billion things swimming around us simultaneously at the same time that we have no idea, no awareness of. So let's say our conscious brain can only keep track of 500 to 1,000 things when there's these 5 billion things happening. How can we ever make a decision that isn't unconscious? Like, there's no way to make a real rational, logical decision in that case, because there's too many things to consider that we can't even begin to be aware of. However, our field, our big us, is aware of these things. And if we ask for that input, then, and quiet ourselves and get out of the way, we can receive that insight. And so it's like, it's really not a case of like knowing things. It's a case of like opening yourself up to that bigger part of you that does know the things and getting that information. You don't have to figure it out yourself. You don't have to toil and struggle. But I think that we've been so used to it that that's a whole can of worms to unpack. Anyway, back to the sacral chakra, core of creation. Our sacral chakra is our creativity. It's our desire. It's, our sex drive and all of that. It's that real like wanting and craving, that sensuality. Our senses are linked up to the sacral chakra. It's like when we smell delicious coffee or eat a delicious meal, we're just like, loving it. Go and take a bubble bath. This is all sacral chakra stuff. Like even moving our body and enjoying the stretching, just enjoying like how our body feels. Like the movement itself is like solar plexus, but the feeling of all of it, that's very sacral chakra. It's very flow state. And so this week we're getting into our flow state and allowing ourselves to flow with creation and be a creator. When you are in a state of flow, you are a creator of your reality. And so yeah, time to get in touch with all that creativity, all of that pleasure, and really feel yourself this week. It's a great week to just feel yourself. Like, it doesn't have to be more complicated than that. Like, all the answers are going to flow right to you from just feeling yourself. Okay, so let's start with the actual reading. I know okay. whatever. I don't care. I don't care that I got on a diatribe. This is all important stuff. And whether you understand it now or not, I think it's still important for yourself to hear, because on some level, you're digesting it. On some level, your higher self brought you to my video to listen to these messages so that it will at least be another grain of rice on the plate of awakening. And your higher self is just going to keep filling up that plate of awakening with rice and rice and rice until one day becomes just so apparent that you can't unsee it. So I'll do my little part. As little or big as it is on your journey of awareness, I think it's important to talk about these things, because reality is just not what we were told it is. Our power in our reality is not what we were told it is. And, we don't need none of that old shit. Time for life to be good, right? Right. Anyway. All right, let's see what this week has to offer us. Lots of good energy. I can already feel it. All right. Lots of good energy. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Awesome. And this week, I didn't even say, I meant to say, this week is the week of April 4th through April 10th. And I hope you guys had a nice new moon. That new moon, like I could feel that for I don't know. I felt like the whole shadow of it. So when the new moon actually came, I was like, yeah, this is kind of like the tail end of the roller coaster. But it was good energy. It was funny how many readings were bringing out the moon card. Like my own reading was bringing it out, and other readings I was watching, it just kept coming out and coming out. So it's always really funny when like you have like a big moon energy and then you're doing tarot and it's like the moon. It's like, well, yeah. I guess that is a big thing. I guess you're picking up on it too, Spirit. All right, let's go. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Oh, very interesting. Very interesting. It's so funny. I was talking about the moon, and then the moon comes out again, and I was like, hey. But look at this. The two major arcana that we have this week is the sun and the moon. Like, that's pretty synchronistic. That's definitely a message in and of itself. Wednesday we have the sun. Saturday we have the moon. Oh man, that's some good stuff. Let me just look at the astrology really quick. I have it right here. Yeah, Wednesday. Oh gosh. Okay. There's a lot of stuff going on. Oh, man. Jeez. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. Okay. Both days there's a lot of stuff going on. But it's good stuff. There's just too many aspects. This is not the video for it. But it's a video for tarot. So let's tarot it up. And it's interesting because the Seven of Cups is in reverse on Sunday. And, I feel like the Seven of Cups has been coming up a lot to show, like, there's a lot of options. There's a lot of choices. There's a lot of options. There's a lot of choices. And the Seven of Cups is often, like, analysis paralysis. And so I could see, like, on Sunday, you're kind of like, if we didn't have the moon the day before, I would feel like it would be like you made a hasty decision because you're emotional. But since we have the moon coming out, I feel like your true feelings are coming to the surface. Like what you really want, what you really think. Like stuff that was like really keeping you stuck is coming up. And so that kind of solves the analysis paralysis. That kind of like gives you the knowledge of like, where do I want to go? What do I want to do? How do I want to do it? What are those little insights that will just make the whole thing turn? That's been my question. But yeah, so good stuff. Okay, I'm going to ask the synchronicity deck for clarification on each day of this week. So let's see. All right. Clarification. Thank you. Clarification on energy of Tuesday, 6 o'clock. Energy of Tuesday, 6 o'clock. Clarification on energy of Wednesday. Clarification on energy of Wednesday. Whoop. Clarification on the energy of Thursday. Clarification on energy. Clarification on energy. Clarification on the energy of Friday. Clarification on the energy of Friday. Oh, that's good. Page of Wands. Clarification on the energy of Friday. Page of Wands. I think one of those turned around. Yes. Yes, it did. Clarification on the energy of Saturday. Oh, wow, that came up. Clarification on the energy of Sunday. All right. Interesting. All right. Very interesting. I also noticed it's so interesting how, aside from the 7 of Cups in reverse, which I feel like is more of like a big thematic thing, considering how many readings I've seen that have featured the 7 of Cups and how many readings I've had, where there's like this energy of like, there's all of these options coming in, but like, you're not really sure like what is the right path to take. And I've heard it said by readers that like this month, well, maybe more than just this month, but right now, this energy that we're in, there's a lot of the past, coming in to kind of not pull us back in, because it's like we're pulling away from the past, but as we pull away from something, as we kind of say, okay, I don't need that, it's like law of attraction is like, oh, you're not like trying to grab it, let me give you more of it. It's less of like the past is trying to bring you back, and more of like, as you disentangle from it, it comes back around because you're disentangling from it, because you don't have resistance towards it, because you're leaving it behind. More of it comes back, and so you can choose it, but you're kind of not wanting to choose it because you're leaving it behind, so it makes sense. But you don't really know exactly what you're moving forward into, so it feels like, there's these options from the past, there's these like kind of open channels here, there's these things I could go after, but nothing feels quite right, so I don't really know exactly what to do. Throwing my energy into that kind of thing doesn't necessarily feel exactly right, but I don't know what else to do, so does that mean I should? That kind of energy has been a theme lately, and I feel like by the end of this week we're really starting to kind of see that for what it is, a lot more. It's becoming a lot more clear what the way forward is wanting to actually be, as opposed to what the past is telling us. Because it's not evil, but the past is like coming back to like if it's a job you didn't like and it like comes back and is like, hey, you want to work for us again? Or hey, here's an award for working with us for so long, even though you hated it and you quit. It's just these weird vestiges of old things, or like that person that like doesn't talk to you and now they start like, interacting with you on social media and stuff, and you're like, what? Like you didn't seem to want to talk to me before, and now we're chatting. Is this fate? it's like, no, it's you releasing the past and not having any resistance. And so then the past feels attracted to you because you have no resistance. This is just law of attraction stuff. It's magnetic, it's like you're not sending out that polarity. And so you're sending out the opposite polarity, and then that stuff is attracting to you. So, just take it as it comes, take it with a grain of salt. Just like see it and like feel affirmed that like, yeah, I'm making the right decision. Like if it comes back around, then you're making the right decision, leaving it behind. That's a good rule of thumb. I mean, of course, I don't know your life, so, use the insight wisely, use your own discernment. It's going to be highly contextual. Our lives are highly contextual. Like, I was listening to this reading where this guy was like looking at the astrology for this week, and he was like just tripping out because it reminded him of the astrology of like the beginning of 2020, and he was like tripping out, and it's like, dude, calm down. Like this energy can mean so many different things. And if you look at the full context of how the energy has been moving and what it's been creating, it's not like happening in a vacuum. Like this stuff has been building and creating for months and months, and if not years. Like this energy right now that we're in, this like Venus conjunct Saturn conjunct Mars. And that's kind of like the order of the planets right now. And I see that whole astrological conjunction, it's been really intense because whenever Mars is conjunct Saturn, like those are two really strong energies. And when they're conjunct, they're like kind of going batshit. So the thing is though, it's conjunct with Venus, and everything's like Mars has been conjunct with Venus for a long time. And then Saturn came in and was affecting Venus. And then it was like more affecting Mars. Now it's like completely conjunct or something. But, this is the energy of like having to master something. Just like suddenly a task fell into your lap. You can't let it go. You can't move away. There's no stopping this train. This train keeps going. So you have to like master something. That's just it. It's intense and it's difficult, but the ways that the energies are flowing together, it's like forcing you to master something, forcing you to understand and learn the nuances of a thing. And you can't look away, and you can't just push the pause button. You can't just like leave, because there's no leaving. You're stuck here until you master this, and then you can move on. Like that's what I feel like this energy is. And when Mars and Saturn are together, this is like, pedal to the metal. It's like you kind of got got some of the downloads. It's like you got the downloads from Saturn and Venus, and okay, let me start. Mars and Venus, you kind of figured out what the downloads were going to be to some degree. And then Venus and Saturn, you started downloading them, and you figured, or you looked through all the nuance and all the like the beauty and the flow of it. You kind of understood like aspects of it and how they relate to you, and you got kind of a sense of it. And then Mars and Saturn, you're installing that shit. And so this is like freaking on your hardware now. This is like baked into you now. So yeah, it's like intense if you look at it like that, but it's not bad. It's not meaning the whole world's coming down. It's meaning that your whole world is upgrading into something entirely different. And, where you take that, it's going to be highly contextual depending on who you are and what you're going through. And so I'm just saying that as a general thing, but there's some element of your life where I think that we're all being forced to master something to various degrees. Some people have it more intense and, you can't look away, you can't unsee, you just have to move through. And other people, like, it's a little more subtle and subconscious, of course. Everybody is moving through different energies. Everyone is releasing different karma. Everyone has a different a different purpose and desire for their life. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on the astrological energies. And I think it's important to look at these things as trying to help you enlighten yourself to you. Because I know for myself, my lowest moments, when I really reviewed my lowest moments under a microscope, they helped me reach my highest moments. So, it's like it was all stuff that needed to be released. But how can you release it if it never comes up to the surface? How can you release it if you don't see it? Your little peanut only sees so much, but there's so much more all around within you that you can't even see, and without you, outside of you. So you just gotta use whatever you can as the benevolent tool of awakening that it's trying to be. And don't view it as your enemy. Don't view the uncomfortability as your enemy. Don't view the difficult feelings as your enemy. Your difficult feelings are trying to show you that you're not in alignment. If you have doubts, journal them. Write out, what are my doubts? Is this even true? What is my guilt here? Is this even true? And what is my fear? Is this even true? Or do I not know enough? Am I making assumptions? That's the thing. We don't even realize how many assumptions we make about everything because our knowledge is so limited. It's like, because someone told us A plus B, then it's always A plus B. But it's not always A plus B, because then you hear a million stories of how it's like, oh, A plus C. It's like, but wait, A plus C, but they said that doesn't exist. Well, a lot of people experience that. Oh, well, there we go. Then you kind of have to open up your view of what number math can be, letter math can be. I don't know. Let's see what the unicorns have to say about every day before I jump into these readings, because I think I want to just see the full day's energy before jumping in. But this is looking good. I think it's super interesting that we have all this fire energy, like the sun too. The sun's kind of right in the middle of all of this wand energy. 10 of wands, 6 of wands, 5 of wands, page of wands, wands. But then when we get with the sun in the middle, then when we get to the moon, then we have a cup card. It's so perfect. It's so funny. All right, let's see what the unicorns have to say about this week. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh. Thank you. Oh, 2 cards. Ooh, cosmic ruby and cosmic rainbow. Ooh, so cosmic on this Sunday. I love it. We're rising up. I love it. Okay. Thank you. Oh, I don't think I've ever gotten that card. And it's 35. I've been getting the number 35 a lot lately. Whoa, that flew right out. Love it. Nice. Ooh. Ah, yes. Yes, please, and thank you. All right. Now, let's see each day. Let's go into each day. We've got a lot of good energies for each day. All right. Let me lay these out in a way that makes sense. All right. I want you guys to be able to see everything. I know I kind of have like a ton of cards, but we're going to do our best. Some days I do a reading for myself and just a ton of cards pop up and I feel like it's meant to be that way, and I just then have a table full of cards. I do my daily readings on this table like every morning. I sit and I open up the whole window and I look out at the tree and like I have my cup of coffee and I do my reading. And it's funny because there's like all these people that are always like, you know, walking to and fro. Maybe not a lot of people, but, you know, just walking around. So I people watch. I do my readings. You know, sometimes they look at me and they see me shuffling tarot cards. Not usually, but I don't mind sitting with my window open because, like, whatever. I need to, like, see the sun. Anyway, off on a tangent. Another thing I'm noticing here, what I really love, the sacral chakra, is the sacral chakra card. It's got a big sun. It's got a big old sun right there. Not only does it have a big old sun, which is like, you know, we get this sun motif a couple of times. Like, honestly, like I would say all these cards have a sun motif because we have this victory laurel wreath in front of the sun, and the crow is like right smack dab in the middle of it. Then we have the literal sun. Then we have the summer card, which is the apex of the cycle, the sun. Oh, we also have the Page of Wands, which has a sun in it. So it's all about that sun energy during the week. And then I love that we then get into that moon energy. Very, very nice. So yeah, I love that it's got the sun, but it is the sacral chakra. You know, our feelings are very much like connected, like our feelings of passion and desire and senses and sensuality. All of that is like stuff that's very emotional too. So there's this really nice integration between the sun energy and the moon energy happening, this like alchemy that happens, this dance between the two, almost like Kundalini-esque. What I also love is you have these little ripples here, and you know, it's the little ripples that create the big waves. And so the little ways that you shift your energy are going to create the biggest shifts and the greatest outcome. So that's a good thing to also keep in mind. It's like you don't have to have a big drastic change to create a big drastic change. It's like sometimes if you just shift yourself in a certain way, everything else shifts. And you're like, whoa, I barely did anything, and yet the whole world looks entirely different. So, you know, don't think that everything needs to be this big old, like, well, bam, life shift. It happens in a lot of different ways. And I think as long as you're like following your passion and being good to yourself this whole week, you're going to find a lot of power in yourself and in your life as a creator. So starting with Monday, we have the 10 of Wands with the World and Mahatma energy. Build your light body, accelerate your ascension. I love that we have 10 and then we have 29, which reduces or adds to 11. Love that. So I feel like with this energy of the 10 of Wands in the World, let me bring it up here so you can see. You can see the unicorn too. So what I'm feeling is like we're kind of like reaching the end of feeling really burdened by an aspect of our journey. It's like we've been taking action on something in this way and in that way and in this way and in that way and in this way and in that way. And we've had to kind of collect so many wands, so to speak, so many different, like taking so many different actions on a thing to try and reach like the end, to try and reach this world conclusion. And I feel like on this day, on Monday, we're really getting there. Just a moment. Okay, yeah. No, I feel like it's really coming together on this day. It's like all of the efforts that we put in, we're seeing how it's building into something greater. Like we're coming into that, like that end of the toil that we've been wanting, and ascending into something a lot more powerful. So like if you've had something in your life where like, oh, I've been trying to do this thing and it's been so difficult, and I've been trying in this way, and I've been trying in that way, and then I tried in this way, and then I tried in that way, and then I tried in these other ways, and then I tried in these other ways, and then I have like 10 wands that I'm like trying to carry with me and trying to do all of the ways to get the thing, and I'm still not sure what the exact right way to get the thing is. Well, letting yourself off the hook today kind of brings in it, letting yourself off the hook truly integrates all of those things, because I feel like you've maybe been carrying each of those things, collecting each of those wands, but they haven't necessarily integrated. You've been so concerned with carrying this burden on your back, or with your little crow feet flying around. You've been like weighted down, though. You've been weighted down by this burden, and what I'm hearing is letting it go and just acting like you've completed it, letting yourself off the hook, letting yourself like feel like you've done it. I know sometimes it's like, sometimes though, I was going to say sometimes like it's hard to, when you've been toiling with something, to like let yourself off the hook because you have that momentum of toiling. But sometimes you've been toiling on something for so long that you don't realize you've already made it. Like, you don't realize you've already gotten to the point that you were trying to get to initially, and you've just still been going on fumes. Like, I've been there. Like, sometimes, like, you just don't know, because it's, like, kind of a vague idea even to begin with of, like, what you wanted. It's like, I want to get there, and then I'll be happy. And you just don't realize, like, I've been there this whole time. And that's kind of, I think, what you're realizing. It's like, I've put in all of this work, and I've actually been at the place that I wanted to be at. And so if you like just let yourself enjoy that, and you let yourself chill, you'll actually integrate that. You'll actually install all of those downloads. You'll actually integrate that into yourself and into your experience, and be able to bring the gifts of that to yourself, and be able to bring the gifts of that to others, that 11 energy, that service of self and service of the others. And service is not giving yourself up. Service is serving everybody at the same time. It's like, I do this for me, and the excess I give to you, and it does something great for you, and we're doing something all together. So that's this energy. So today it's giving me this vibe of like, you've already got there. This place that you were trying to get to so badly. You've already been there. You just have to realize it. You just have to realize that, like, you're where you were trying to get to, and enjoy it, and let that actually integrate now. You don't need to struggle. You need to just rest and let it integrate. The rest is so important. It's like working out, You're not going to get swole by just working out like 24/7. You have to work out a little bit and then sleep, and then let your body kind of catch up, and then work out a little bit and then sleep and let your body catch up. Or like learning a musical instrument, you've got to practice a bit, and then take a break and let that integrate. And then when you come back and practice again, you'll have integrated that into your body and subconscious and conscious as well. And then you're able to play the song. So it's like that. It's like when you're learning something, those times of rest are just as important as the times of action. Just like music, if all the notes played at once, then you wouldn't have a song. You need those pauses, those silences for all of the notes to have context, to make sense, to feel like they have space, to feel like they're a part of something bigger, instead of just all happening at once. kind of like our reality in the past and future, but that's like kind of metaphysical. So it's like those silences, those pauses for integration can be so powerful in it. And that's what's coming through on Monday. And then Tuesday, I think like it kind of sinks in, like we've reached that point, so we can celebrate that. There's a real opportunity to celebrate that, to celebrate some successful outcomes, some successful action, for people to like notice you, to notice like, hey, you've done it, and you to notice you've done it. You've achieved, what you were going for in one way or another, or at least you've achieved the step of what you're going for. Now, with protecting love here, this protecting love card is about like taking care of the small things, because you're helping them to heal and expand and to move forward and to have their own successful outcome. So I really feel like I was saying, it's like not necessarily you've done the whole thing, but maybe you've completed the first step. Maybe you've completed the small part of your process. And so celebrating that and being there for it and taking this opportunity to really care for that element of what you're working on, that step, that goal, even if it's an actual like little animal or something that you're taking care of, this is very successful. I mean, the Six of Wands is about success, and this protecting love card, the description ends with there being a successful outcome because you took the time to care for this thing. You took the time to be there with it, and this opportunity, you're taking the opportunity to care for this small step in your journey, to care for this element in your journey that doesn't necessarily, it wouldn't go without you. It wouldn't go without your love and care and heart connection to it. So that's what I'm feeling on Tuesday. It's a little more straightforward, I suppose, than Monday, but it's important to take the opportunity, because the opportunity is it's bringing out an element of your spiritual nature. It's really integrating this element of your spiritual nature, because you have this knowing that if you connect to this through your heart space, you're creating something much greater. You're stepping into your power in a way that's incredibly, I don't want to say powerful. You're stepping into your power, and it's creating a big shift within you. Spiritual warrior, show you are a wise leader, command the universe. 37 reduces to 1, or adds to 10, reduces to 1. So by caring for this thing, it's like you are the lion. You have that strength to care for the little lamb. That is the opportunity you're getting today. And Spirit is giving you all sorts of empowerment in that way. It's like Spirit saying, today you're guided, you the lion, the master of your emotions, the knowing of what is real and true, and knowing that love is the real answer to all problems in many different ways. You sharing that love energy with these small things in your life creates opportunities for success. And it's really powerful today. And it's like, if you can care for that, if you can stop your momentum towards the big things you need to do, you're going to find that caring for this little thing creates all of these opportunities, all the success for these big things to happen. It's like, you might feel like this almost derails you from whatever else you're doing. You might feel like a little like I had this big plan to do this, but it seems that I have to care for this element of my life today. But caring for that element of your life actually enables you to do all the big things. It actually gives you an opportunity that creates so much more. So, don't feel like the small things are things to like kind of push off. It's really like a day to honor those elements of your experience and see how they transform and rise into something even greater. Going into Wednesday, I love this energy of Wednesday. We have the sun coming out. This is like such a happy, positive card, so vibrant, so youthful, and so exuberant. You're connected to your soul energy on this day. You're connected to this deep, this inner child, this deep joy, this soul satisfaction, this like just playing in the crayon box, like letting yourself wild, letting yourself free, letting yourself just express and feel yourself. You know, it's a really positive, joyful card. And I love that Rise is the synchronicity card coming up with it. And what's really interesting too is that this Rise card, it's very like pink and purpley. It's very like third eye and crown chakra. And I feel like we're rising in our connection to our spiritual nature in one way or another. We're rising to the occasion. It's like we've taken this opportunity here, Monday and Tuesday, and you know that energy is rising within us. We are ascending a previous way of being and transcending a previous way of being, and this is taking us to a new level of satisfaction and joy within ourselves and within our life, and it's quite powerful. Then we have Cosmic Rainbow here and Cosmic Ruby. I love having these two cards here for this day. So cosmic, like I was saying with the third eye and crown chakra, it's very cosmic. We're having this cosmic connection happening today, and it's really unlocking parts of ourselves that we've been trying to unlock. You know, it's like unlocking this pot of gold within us. Like there's been this treasure chest, this pot of gold within us the whole time. And we just didn't know it was there. We thought it was outside of ourselves. We thought it was something separate from us, but really it was just hidden within us this whole time. And so we're seeing that today in a much clearer way. You know, the sun coming out, that's the light coming. That's clarity. Clarity is shining its light on everything, and we're able to see through the shadows and like really rise up to our true nature. Like here in this Cosmic Rainbow, the storm clouds are passing. They're going that way and you're going this way into the beautiful sun and to the pot of gold. Look for the pot of gold, accept joy. Just like I said, the joy. And this is waiting for you. There's gifts waiting for you here. And then we have the Cosmic Ruby. Be a peace ambassador, practice cosmic mastery. I like that 32 reduces to 5 and 15 reduces to 6. So we got 5, 6 here. But I feel like when you realize this in yourself, when you see this clarity, and then you find this joy and you find this like peace, it really allows you to embody that within your life. You know, you kind of reach a whole new level of inner peace because you're not worried about not having that treasure within yourself. Like I was saying, it's like, you know, there's this treasure, quote unquote, that we're like looking for in our lives. Everyone's kind of like looking for the magic piece, the magic puzzle piece, the magic thing that will just light everything up. And we feel like it's outside of ourselves because we just can't see it within ourselves because it's been obscured and obfuscated by conditioning, by life, by trauma, by all sorts of issues that come up. And so it's been there. It's like, you know, like you're like looking at the back of your hand and you're like, I don't have the thing I'm looking for, but actually it's like just on the other side of your hand, but you're not able to like look around. And this is the day when you're able to like look around and you're able to like see like, wait a minute, now that everything's lit up, like, and now that I know that things are way more working for me than they ever were against me. That was just an illusion. Everything is trying to work for me to create all this beauty and put like raise me up, lift me up, that you're seeing like, oh, I had the treasure within me. And then that's a real like sense of peace you gain from that perspective shift. The number 5 is all about, that shift in perception. I know 5s can be like about like change and, conflict and, all of that. It can be kind of dicey to move through, but it's because they're asking you to have a shift in your perception of what your situation is. And if you look at the situation that you're seeing and say that that's all there is, you're seeing such a small sliver of what really is. And of course, it's going to stress you out if you say that's all there is. Like I was saying earlier, if there's 5 things you see, but there's actually 500 things actually going on. If you think what you see is all there is, that is going to be stressful, because your options are so much more limited because you don't realize that there's way more going on and you just can only trust in what you see. It's funny that I said that when I was into conspiracy theories, I was like just trusting my own experience, but that's a slightly different context. Trusting your own experience can be a very metaphysical process. And I think it should be a very metaphysical process because, the entirety of life is not just purely physical. So anywho, the peace that you find in yourself when you find this light within yourself, when you find what you were looking for, in a sense, like allows you to radiate that out into the world. And I love that it's like the cosmic ruby. It's the red. It's the base chakra. It's that foundation. It's that sense of safety and security. It's like, it really helps you to feel secure in yourself. And that's where the peace radiates out from. It's like that inner security of like, oh, wow, that thing that I was so wanting, the thing that I was like so desperate to try and get from the outside world, the thing that I knew would give me that sense of security, the thing I built conditions on, saying, if I don't have this, I won't be happy. If I have this, I'll be happy. I had that the whole time. There was no need to even create conditions. There was no need to think that it was being withheld from me. And so that's what's super exciting on this day, on Wednesday. Awesome. And then Thursday, we got 5 of Wands, we got gratitude, we have divine potential, fulfill your destiny, be all you can be. It's funny, I teach a class, and when I was like initially doing a reading about it, the 5 of Wands kept coming up, and the 5 of Wands like comes up for it all the time, but like I see it in a really positive way, like everyone's playing, everyone's trying to do this and figure this out. It's like the fire card that's like about like learning in a way, because like you have to like bump into walls, you have to bump into each other to like figure out like, how do I really want to play the game? How do I really want to master the craft? How do I really want to hone my skill doing that? And, but it's very playful. And I think that it's important to keep this energy playful and enjoy, all the twists and turns and the pitfalls and pivots that we find ourselves in on this learning journey, and like really appreciate everything that they have to teach us. And so that's what I'm seeing on this energy for Thursday. I'm seeing like it's a 5. There's a perception shift about like how we play the game, how we interact with each other, how we bump up against one another, how we support one another, how we play this. But as long as you keep it playful on this day, you'll really get a lot of insight. And I think also, this is especially true, holding gratitude in your heart as you come into this situation, just being really grateful for this opportunity to play and to learn and to discover different aspects of yourself through this game, through this playing the game and learning the thing and figuring it out. Just being very grateful for the opportunity, for the energies that you interact with, for the mirroring of yourself that's happening, just for all of the aspects that you can think of. Holding gratitude in your heart is really going to unlock this potential within yourself. And help you to see where you're destined to go. I think that is interesting. We have like a little hint of the moon energy with this half moon coming up, but it's not quite moony. It's still a little sunny, since this card's like all like nice yellows and oranges and stuff, even though you got this like nice faint rainbow here. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like there's this way and that way and this way and this thing and that thing, and like, the plans you might have might be a little like all over the place, things like that too. Sometimes I can see that for the Five of Wands, like things kind of get thrown up in the air. But this card with the crows is a little more the energy of like, you have to kind of like bump into people to kind of figure out the game. It's like, I'm trying to go this way, he's trying to go that way, we're trying to go this way, and it's like, how do we find the flow? How do we find the flow here? And it's really giving you an opportunity to find flow. And so just being grateful for the energy that's coming into your life on this day really shows you a new perspective about what this energy is trying to show you, what this life even means, and help point you to where you feel destined. So big energy on Thursday, but it's also very simple. It's really simple. Just be grateful for all these energies. Be grateful for the learning experience, and then like, there you go. There you go. You can unlock your divine potential. It's not like super complicated. And then going into Friday, we have the Page of Wands. I like that coming off the whole week, because we have on Monday this energy of like realizing like, oh, I have already made it. I can like take a breather and like integrate this. And then on Tuesday, it's like, oh, and now that I've done that, I can take an opportunity to care for something really small in my life and see how it turns into something really big and creates a much bigger shift where I see with clarity who I am and what I wanted all along, and how that was really with me this whole time, and have that inner security. And when you have that inner security, it helps you to see this kind of Five of Wands, like play, fighting, competition sort of thing with like joy and love and gratitude. It's not trying to get at you and tear you down. It's trying to give you all sorts of new spaces for openings to use your flow, use your intuition to like make yourself even more wise and bigger, expand your energy. This is an energy expansion that's happening. Absolutely. I mean, this sacral chakra card visually portrays this energetic expanding that you can see happening here. And then you step into that power in a new way on Friday with the Page of Wands. And while the pages are inexperienced, they're kind of just like figuring out their own power in some ways. It's still like, I mean, it's a really exciting energy. It's a really fresh energy. It's a very like creative energy. And it's just important to remember you don't know everything. So, you don't know everything, and you're still learning, and don't be impatient. And then you'll be just fine. So those are kind of the little warnings of the pages and the nights. It's like, just be patient and be in a learning mindset rather than a thinking I know everything. But it's a great day to just follow your creative passions and follow your flow. Here we got the apex of a cycle. What I'm really loving here too, so it's like you're feeling really full on this day. You're feeling really full. You're feeling like you just want to shout out your passion from the rooftops. And I think that, why not? That's a great idea. Because you're seeing things clear. And I love with this pure intention card here. Got the little bird. And then the little bird here, just feel like there's a similarity between these two little birds. And then we have the suns here. So there's kind of this interesting bit of symmetry between the visuals and the cards. But then we have two, pure intention, find clarity, surrender your ego. And I really feel like that's happened. It's like you've just surrendered the ego, because the ego is like, it's trying to help you in a lot of ways, but the way it helps you is by bullying you. So it's like, it can help you by not bullying you. It's just we've been so used to beating up on ourselves and judging ourselves that that's kind of like what it's become. It's become like this really limiting, shrinking kind of an energy. It's like when I don't understand something, I shrink back and I shrink my consciousness away from it. And my ego creates stories that justify this. And it just feels bad. It just doesn't feel good. And, we've done it long enough to realize, I think everyone on some level is realizing like that just doesn't feel good to treat myself like that. Maybe shrinking back isn't the way to go. But the thing is, it's not like we even notice that we're shrinking back, because in the ego, again, like I said, makes stories to tell us why we need to do so. It makes stories that like make us feel like we have to shrink back to justify that behavior and make it feel like logical and make up for all of the things that we don't understand that are happening all around us. And so we're realizing, wait, there's just like so much more to this story that like, at the end of the day, I have more trust in myself than in my ego stories. And so you have so much more clarity and you can set pure intentions. It's like you're really feeling yourself and your passion. And it's such a great energy to just start sending intentions out. It's not the day for necessarily like actualizing the whole thing, but like starting the process, starting the initiation of how you're going to be moving forward, what you want to move forward into. It's a really great energy. You're full of your own life and passion and desire, and you're feeling very connected to this energy, the sacral energy today. And so that paired with the clarity you get from realizing that you have what you were looking for and that life is really trying to set you up to have everything you want, like that peace that you get is helping you to surrender the ego and just speak your intentions clearly to the universe and expect it to give you back what you're wanting. Because the thing is too, sometimes we get too hung up on the how, but like, again, if there's just billions of things happening all at once and I limit my how to like one of 10 ways when there's a billion infinite ways for things to happen, like, I'm limiting the power of the universe. I'm limiting the power of my field that I put out, my energetic field that I put out, that would have assembled a great resolution for me if I just didn't project onto it what I thought it should be. It's like, stop backseat driving the universe here. Ask for what you want, chill out, and then let it come. I know it's like easier to say than to do in a lot of situations because, we expect that we just don't think that that's the way it can be, because it just hasn't been. But at the same time, it also has been in a lot of ways we just don't observe. So it's like kind of funny. It's like we get so many like little synchronicities happening to us and we just write it off as saying like, yeah, well, those things happen. Sometimes coincidences happen. It's like, okay, but like that coincidence is like proving the law of attraction is working right now in real time right here in your life. It's like, oh, I want this thing. And then you forget about it. And then you find like, hey, that thing that I wanted, like it's coming right into my awareness. I'm seeing it in the shop and actually it's on sale. I don't know why I felt like coming into the shop and now it's like on sale. So it's like, yeah, it's a law of attraction. But if you write that off and you say, no, I have to like work for everything to happen, it's like you're splitting yourself between this energy of allowing things in and then this energy of thinking you have to do it all yourself, thinking that you have to separate yourself from the big you, from the big energy, the big intuitive higher self, and just do it all yourself in this physical plane, when this physical plane that's only like, there's only like, it's only one element of a much bigger picture. So yeah, you don't have to do it alone. Your higher self is here. All the energy is here. You just put in your request and it will do it. It will definitely do it. And I guarantee every single person has had many situations in their life where the law of attraction works and they write it off. I know so many people who would totally deny law of attraction, blah, blah, blah. But like, again, literally every person. It's like every person who's like gets deja vu, or every person who's like, oh, I knew you were gonna call me, and then you call. Like all the people that write off all of those little like psychic downloads. Like, it's just kind of funny. It's like, do you not see what's happening in your life? Because now I can't unsee it. Now that's like my whole life. So, and things are pretty good. So, anyway. Saturday, we have the moon, we have beauty, and we have cosmic sapphire. Act with honor, integrity, speak your truth. And I love this, like the moon coming out is indicative of things that were unseen are now coming to the surface. Now that you've like really been feeling yourself and your passion and really getting clear on the real you, it's opening up a space for more stuff from the depths to come through. And it doesn't necessarily have to be like in your life per se. Like, you know, maybe somebody brings something into your awareness that you weren't aware of that's outside of you, you know. Somebody else like tells you about what's going on in their life and you're like, whoa, I had no idea. But it could be something internal as well. It comes up in you that you're like, whoa, I didn't even see that was happening within me. And now I see that it was happening within me, but now I can like bring it into balance. Now I can use that to create beauty. I feel like it's a very inspired energy. I don't feel like it's like some darkness is coming up, because look at all this light. Look at all this light that's coming in. And this is coming on the tail end of all of that light, and beauty is clarifying the moon. So something is coming up that is giving you an opportunity to bring more beauty into the world and into your life. So I feel like it's very positive. It's like something you didn't see, now you're seeing, and you're like, whoa, like I can use this as an opportunity, as a jumping off point to create so much more beauty in my life. And thing is though, the moon is, you know, a highly emotional card. It's very like scorpionic, very Piscean actually. It's like the kind of fears of the inner heart are being brought up. But I feel like this stuff is being brought up, this unknown stuff, not always fears, but this unknown stuff is being brought up so it can be brought into alignment. So it can bring in more beauty when you bring it into alignment. But again, since it is like an more emotional energy, I really like this cosmic sapphire card clarifying it. Act with honor and integrity, speak your truth. 33 reduces to 6, the number of love. Speaking with integrity, speaking with your heart full of love, speaking for the potential of what is and what could be, rather than judgment. It's like, you don't want to come at this energy, this vulnerable moon energy, with judgment. It's like if somebody was coming to you with their story of what was going on in their life, you're not going to have a nice time if you start judging them for it. For the aspect of not telling you sooner, for whatever they did in that situation, you're not going to create a bridge between the two of you. You're not going to create an expansive energy by judging it. And so I feel like, though, on this day, it's like really easy to see it from that heart space, from that beautiful heart space, and to act with integrity and to speak with it from a place of integrity, from a place with heart, and bring your truth to this unknown energy, to this unconscious energy that comes to the surface, and really bring out a lot of beauty that's just like looking to be brought into the light. So that's really cool. What's also super cool is the sun has the cosmic ruby card, which is red, and then the moon has the cosmic sapphire, which is blue. It's like, I love it. The symmetry is so good. So good. Spirit's like, yes. And then coming off of that energy, let me see the time. Oh my goodness, this was a much longer one than normal. I hope you guys don't mind my ramblings. Let's see. Just want to see something. Okay, so Seven of Cups reversed, silence and soul healing. Align with your essence. See your true colors. I think that after all of the energy we've seen on Saturday with speaking our truth, bringing out that beauty, I feel like it kind of clears up some things for us, honestly. And I love here 16 adds to 7, and then we have 7. So 7, 7. Like, this is really a day to, you know what? This is a day to listen to Spirit. Spirit has messages for you on this day. It's not about like you making some choice analysis paralysis. It's about you saying, you know what? I don't need to worry about making a choice. I don't need to worry about choices. I'm going to let myself be guided because I know what my feeling space is trying to tell me. And if it's telling me I'm confused, then I'm not going to make a decision. But if it's telling me, I know what I'm passionate about. So if it's pointing me in that direction of passion and it feels true and it feels clear, then I'll go for it. But if not, I'm going to let Spirit guide me. And I'm just going to silence that voice in myself that tells me I need to pick something. So I think that's what's happening today. It's like you're looking back, the crow's looking back in this way. He's not looking forward. Here he's looking forward, like, oh, what do I pick moving forward? Here it's like, you know what? I'm just like going to chill. I'm not going to pick anything. I'm just going to let myself be open to Spirit and let Spirit guide me to any one of these cups and see where it takes me. And so I'm not going to let the ego go talking and talk over my intuition and talk over my, the messages that I'm getting from my higher self and my guides and what have you, whatever you feel like you connect to, whether it's just your intuition, whether it's your higher self or your inner being or your spirit guides or your guardian angels or whatever, if your ego is just running its mouth in your head, you're not going to hear them. And if your ego is telling you have to do something, you have to make a decision, because if not, like, what are you doing? You're just doing nothing. It's like, that's never going to get you to the place that you want to go. That's only trying to bully you into like making a move because you're uncertain and unsure. And you see through that today because you have this peace in yourself. You have this security in yourself. You have this clarity in yourself. And so you're like, you know what? I'm just going to let my Spirit guide me. And that's very healing. That's where the healing comes in, is integrating that part of yourself. You're aligning with your essence. You're aligning with your higher self. You're allowing your higher self, your intuition, to guide you through these decisions, to guide you through your life. And you're seeing the true you. It's like, you're not going to see the true you if you're just being bullied around by your ego. You're going to be obscuring and shrinking yourself. But if you let your intuition guide you and you just trust in that, you're going to be expanding yourself and connecting to all these deep parts of yourself that you didn't even know were there. It's like the back of the hand thing. It's like if the message that will bring everything into alignment is on the back of your hand, but your hand is always like this, you're like thinking, I just don't know. I just don't have the answers. Where are the answers? I need them, blah, blah, blah. You're not gonna find that by, thinking that it's outside of yourself. You're not going to find your true essence until like you quiet your mind, because you're going to like, oh, I have to pick this up. I have to pick that up. I have to go here. I have to go there. Maybe if I pick this thing up, I can find my essence. And it's like, ironically, it's like the message that you needed was right there. And that's what's coming out today. It's like when you quiet that ego mind, when you quiet that sense of having to do something, that judgment, and like just letting your intuition, your higher self guide you, it's going to tell you, hey, what if you like turn your hand around? And you're going to be like, oh my God, So it's not meant to be so hard. We're just used to making it really, really hard. And the energies of this week are really looking to open us up to far more ease and far more peace within ourselves, and to tell us that like, hey, like, you're so much closer than you thought you were. You're so much closer. You're like literally right there, just nudging. Just a little nudge will allow everything to fall into place. And please just listen. Stop moving. Listen, and we'll tell you how to nudge. We're not even going to let you like flounder around and figure it out on your own. We'll tell you, you just got to stop moving and be quiet. So that's this week. So it's a good energy. I'm looking forward to it. I'm already in it. It's already Monday. Spoiler alert. I didn't want to do it yesterday, and here we are on Monday doing the reading because I needed a day of rest. All right. So I hope you all have a wonderful week full of beautiful energy, and lots of alignment, lots of integration of your spiritual, higher, intuitive self, because it's always there. You know, whether or not you listen to it, whether or not you believe in it, it is always there. So, you know, you might as well open yourself up to it and get guidance. You know, you don't need to be doing it all on your own. That's not what life is about. I mean, even in just a physical sense, you know, it's not about doing it all on your own. It's about, you know, integrating yourself with the people and communities around you and really feeling that support. And in the same way, Spirit is looking to do that for you too. So have a wonderful week. I would love to hear how your week is going in the comments. You know, like and share and subscribe for more. I'll be doing these like weekly or bi-weekly depending on the energy. And I really look forward to this week, and I hope you all have a really wonderful week. And please take care, and I will see you next time. Bye.